Agooo, Agooo, Agooo. Nuapa, listen. Nananom say, do not compromise who you really are. Do not compromise who you are. Who you really are deep within. Not the person that comes out when they're afraid. Not when you're feeling like you lack something and you need to get something. No. The person that makes decisions out of love. The person that is moving through love. Those moments. Because, somebody says, well, don't ever tell people to just be who they are, because who they are isn't always great, right? But what the actual truth is that when you're being yourself in love, it's harmony. When you're being yourself in love, it doesn't hurt other people. When you're not operating from fear or lack, you're not hurting other people and you're not bothering other people. Like, you could be yourself, who you really are, and people could be surprised by it or even get annoyed or angry or pissed off, whatever, by it. But that's different, right? They are also dealing with their own demons. So when I say don't compromise who you really are, first you have to get to know yourself. You have to get to know you. You have to get to know who you are in the way that you talk, the way you look, the way everything. You have to ask yourself questions that seem simple, like, oh, why do I look like this? Or not just ask why do I look at it, but look at yourself as what you are, actually what you are. Like, even if you look at your hands, what do your hands look like? And why are they the way they are? Because everything that is on you, is there for a certain purpose. You picked it for a reason. You picked the body you're in for a reason. You picked the voice you have for a reason. The way that you look, the way that you express yourself, all the things that are about you, you picked for a reason. And so and the reason is for you to either manifest something or learn something. And so you can ask yourself questions about why you are a certain way, why you look a certain way, why who you are is who you are, the way that you are. You can ask those questions, and not might get you to get deeper into who you are and what you're manifesting in this lifetime. And then once you get to know that person, or as you're getting to know that person, to trust yourself. That's one of the biggest things that gets us to listen, to follow others, and to compromise who we are, is because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust that the thoughts that we have, the feelings that we have, the desires that we have are good enough, because those around us are talking about different things. But you have to realize that everybody around you could be talking about different things, but whatever it is that you feel deep inside or think, or that is coming from a place of love, is what you are here to work with. And the greatest thing that you can do is to be able to step into that space and claim it and say that this is who you are. Not the you that's based on fear. Not the you that's based on feeling a lack. It's the you that's operating from love and more awareness. So get to know who you are, and don't hide it. Don't hide it because the ruling class or whatever says that it's not appropriate. When you feel like that whatever it is that you're expressing is in line, is in complete alignment with your heart, then express it. There's a lot on social media. There are a lot of trends, folks have made things look a certain way. These things are the biggest things that people are showing, and they're more cool. But then when you look into yourself, you see that that's not natural for you. Find what is natural to you and express that. Because we need more of that. We need more people who stand in who they are, who choose their power and ask for what they want and not follow trends. Now, it doesn't mean that you're completely selfish and you don't listen to anybody, or it's all about you all the time, and or that you don't even compromise. You'll know the situations when you need to compromise. You know the situations when you need to be quiet so you can learn. You'll know the situations that you might need to do something that it's not the thing that comes from the deepest part of you, but you see the relevance in the journey that you are on. That's different. And you can tell the difference. So your journey, the journey that you're on, is for you to get to this serene place inside of you where you're Ahooto, your inner freedom, where you don't judge yourself, where you trust yourself, where you forgive yourself every day if you need to, until it comes to a time when you don't need to forgive yourself anymore, because that's possible. Where you love all of who you are, because that's also possible. And you know, when I said you ask yourself questions, why do you look this way? Why do you do this way? Why do you, all the why, about yourself questions, it's for you to really confront yourself to see if there are any dislikes that you have or hatred that you have under subconscious hatred or dislike that you have about yourself that you haven't even confronted, because it's not something that you faced yet, right? Because, and when you have self-dislike or self-hate, it won't be glaring to you, it won't be glaring until something confronts you with it. It would be on the background, subconscious. But the decisions that you make about yourself or for yourself is usually not based on what comes from your true heart. It's based on fulfilling a certain ideal that isn't really coming from who you are. Now, there are times when we make decisions, or you make decisions for a certain reason, like you decide to wear certain clothes, or you decide to do something that is not necessarily coming from the purest part of you, but you choose because for a certain purpose you decided that was needed for you to be that way. That was needed for you to be in those clothes for a certain specific reason. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you have no agenda. There's nothing going on. There's no other intention besides you being yourself, and you can't be yourself, right? The things that you choose for yourself are... So one of the things that come up is looking at even the way you look, right? The way you look, and dismissing things or people that look like you, right? That's one way of telling that you dislike yourself, right? When you dismiss others who remind you of yourself, that's a very strong indicator, but it might not be clear to you yet. But ask yourself that question. Or trying to do a lot of different things to yourself so that you don't look as your natural self. That's another way of telling you that you need to get to know yourself a little bit more and see the beauty and the brilliance and the magnificence that's already there that you don't see yet, but you will see, like if there are things that about you that comes naturally for you, but you dismiss it because but you choose something else other than what comes naturally for you, then you need to dig in a little bit deeper. You need to ask more questions and get to know yourself a little bit better. And don't beat yourself up for it. Like when you start discovering that these things exist for you, be gentle with yourself. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. And know that it is also part of the journey. It's part of the journey for you to get through that, for you to understand where you are, because it's part of your story to be able to use what you will go through as part of the journey to understand yourself, to love yourself, to forgive yourself, to trust yourself, to pour grace into yourself, to use that along your journey to accomplish what you came here to accomplish. So that's what Nananom is saying, is that just don't compromise who you are, because your gifts are in who you are. And when you start having the awareness of paying more attention to yourself, then listen, go even deeper. For those, people who are not going deeper into themselves, or are not even close to even realizing that there's a place like that for them to go to, that's also their journey. They're here to do certain things, different things, and there's no judgment there for anyone. But if you're starting to get the realization for yourself, then you need to go deeper into yourself, and you need to get to a point where you can see all of you and not compromise all of you, or compromise parts of you, or compromise you in a way that matters to you. Not in a way that's strategic, because like I said, you could be making strategic decisions, but in a way that you are comfortable, where you feel at ease in the body that you came in the way that you express yourself, in whatever it is that you do in this world, that you like yourself. That's the journey that you're on. So don't compromise yourself, because who you really are is amazing, and you're here to do something phenomenal. So allow yourself to express that. Express all of it. There are moments when you feel like, oh, I acted out of character. No, it's all part of your journey. You were supposed to express that part of you in that moment. And for those who you are with, to see that side of you, because it builds your story even better. It creates the story that you are here to live. So allow yourself to be what comes from the truest part of you. That's the message that Nananom have for you. I'm Nanama. I'm also known as the Ahooto Whisperer. I am here to see to your inner freedom, your Ahooto, because you need it. You need it in order for you to build and be the amazing person that you are already, for you to change the world, which you are here to do. All of that. You need your Ahooto to do that. Without that, you'll do some stuff, but it won't be the impact or the journey that you're here to live, what you're here to bring to the world. It won't be exactly that. It will be something else, and you may have to come back and live it again. But that's the journey we're on. I invite you to join the community. There's a link in the description. Medaase. Thank you.